problem. Okay, moving on. Malcolm, you're up again. It's another technical question. This time we're talking about main protective bonding. So I am in the process of rewiring a first floor flat. The gas meter is external to the building and I need to carry out the main bonding. All the neighbouring flats have the bonding completed within the external gas meter cabinet. Is this really necessary?
I'll go for it then, Sandra. I'll ask the electricians, just out of curiosity, is that a yes or a no? Does the main bonding need to be done inside the gas cabinet? Yes or no? The name's Bond, main bond. Scott says no. Computer says yes. Well, if my colleague Bob Kearney was here, he would say, not that old chestnut, because we do get asked this regularly. So this was, according to the member company, a big block of flats, and he was rewiring. And the gas pipe was, the gas service, the gas meter was at the ground floor level, and a big malleable iron pipe came up the building and into the upstairs flat. And he thought he would have to run a 10mm cable all the way down and do the bond inside the gas meter cabinet, because that's where all the rest of the houses were bonded. So you can do that, but there's no need to do that, because the regulations say ideally within 600mm of the meter before any branch pipe work. But if the meter is external, you can bond it at point of entry to the building. But that point of entry needs to be accessible for maintenance and future maintenance and inspection and testing. And that's the problem, because sometimes the pipe comes in under the floorboards, and you could argue under the floorboard, is that accessible? So occasionally, and I'm only throwing this open, not a direct answer, but in some areas it's acceptable to do the bond to the pipe, double back and don't break the cable, and do the bond again where the pipe comes up through the floorboards where it would be accessible, and put a wee note, and we make labels accordingly, put a wee note in the consumer unit to say where the main bonding has been carried out. So that was a long-winded way to tell you you can do it at point of entry to the building. Is that all right with everybody, or is there any questions? Scott, thank you.
Aye, Malcolm. I totally agree with you. That's why I said thumbs down. We once worked for Scottish Gas. We done lots of call-outs and domestic properties for them, and they argued the point with me that the gas one must 100% be outside of the gas box. Me, I've argued back with them, showed them the regs, this is our regulations. It seems to be a gas regulation that the gas guy wants it outside. Our regulations say different. And do you know what, we agreed to disagree and we just moved on. So I can see how it's maybe a conflicting subject.
Extreme example that I'm aware of, right, that I was involved in. There's a hotel in Kirkcaldy called the, I should know it, my two daughters were married there. Anyway, there's a hotel in Kirkcaldy, and there's a great big gas meter at the end of the drive, and the hotel was getting refurbished, and they had a clerk of works who assumed that the electrical contractor had to go outside with a 16mm cable, it was at the time, and run it all the way down the drive and do it in the gas meter cabinet. I say, surely that can't be right. I says, it's not right. You can do it at point of entry to the building, because that's where the potential, the earth potential takes place. So we need to work with the electrical regulations, and the electrical regulations allow point of entry for bonding. But you're right, Scott, it's no easy to convince other people who might be working to other standards. So sometimes a compromise has to be reached.
Malcolm, was that the Dean Park?
How did you know that?
So everybody gets married in Kirkcaldy.
That's the Dean part. My ambition is to go there and not have to pay for the wedding. Okay, is that it, folks?
Great, thanks Malcolm.